often do we start and hit some chip shots and we hit the shot and then realise, oh, I didn't commit to that, I didn't know what shot was playing, I didn't know what shot to play. Let's simplify chipping. Let's just stick to 2 simple shots we can use around the green to really help improve our golf. 1, the little lob over a bunker, so a lofted chip, and 2, the chip and run. Let's get into how we play them and the scenarios in which we'd use them. First up, the lofted shot over a bunker, and how do we play it? I want to talk about the setup and the feelings that I would use when I play this shot. Now, the one thing I would say when we're using this setup, it's got to feel a little bit fluid and free, okay? Let's not get jaggedy and let's not get short and sharp over each chip shot. Now, the feelings and setup, let's get straight to it. So, ball position. I like to feel that the ball position is relatively in the centre of my stance. So, my width of stance is going to be just wide of a club width apart. Ball position, I want to feel that's in the centre of my stance. And how I'd start off with this, I'd start off with parallel lines. 1, parallel line, my ball to target line. 2, with my feet. And then once I've established that I've got my alignment correct, I like to feel like I pull my left foot back. So my shoulders remain parallel to the ball to target line, but my feet are slightly open. And now finally, weight onto the left hand side and really feeling that my hand position doesn't get too far forward. I want to feel like it's on the golf ball. So now we've got that hand position on the golf ball. The feeling wanting to have here that we're going to feel like the back of the wedge is going to bruise the ground, okay? And the expression I would use is, we've got the weight on the left to start with, the hand position, the correct setup. We start here, can we come back here and feel like the back of the wedge bruises the ground, okay? So really concentrate on the back edge of this wedge bruising the ground, okay? Let's run it from the top. So, ball position, club down. Want to feel like we've got our parallel line, our ball to target line, feet lines running parallel, width of stance just wide of a club width apart. Weight now favouring that lead side. So once you've achieved this, whilst keeping our shoulders parallel to the ball to target line, I want you to feel as though you pull that left foot back, hand position on top of the golf ball, not too far forward and not too far back. The feeling I want to have now is, I want to come back to where I started. I don't want to drive these hands. I don't want to start scooping. I want to feel like I come back to where I started and I feel like the back of that wedge interacts with the ground. Let's see it, and hopefully, because we've got our most lofted club here, my 58-degree wedge, it'll pop it up for us. Let the club do the work. A little bit like that. So ultimately, when we're around the green, use your most lofted club if we've got to go over an obstacle, whether it be a bunker or a mound. Use that setup and let the club loft that ball into the air. Let's go into the second shot we need around the greens. The chip and run with our pitching wedge. So we've spoke about the lofted one we can use over an obstacle. Now let's talk about the chip and run, where we have the ball rolling more than it's in the air. And this is a situation where we've got a lot of green to cover between us and the flag. So let's talk about the setup again. You're going to see some parallels between that setup and the first setup and the feelings in the shot. Straight into it, like we did with the first shot, let's establish that ball to target line. So I've done that all the way through where I want the ball to move. Now this moves a little bit right to left, so my ball to target line will be a little bit up the right to counteract that slope that's going to bring the ball round to the left. So once we've done that, we want to feel like we get our feet running parallel to our ball to target line to start with. Our width of stance wants to be just wide of a clubbed width apart. Now with this shot here, I would prefer for that ball to get a little bit further back in our stance. So we started off in the centre with the more lofted one. But now I want you to feel as though this ball position is just slightly right of centre. So closer towards the back foot, not on the back foot, but closer towards that back foot. Now we're going to move on to feeling that we've got that weight favouring our lead side, 70-30. And we're going to do exactly the same thing we did with that lofted one. We're going to pull that left foot back, but make sure our shoulders remain parallel to that ball to target line. So now I've got the really nice correct setup position. Again, you're going to see some parallels here. The feeling, if I start in this position, can I come back to this position? So naturally here, because we moved that ball slightly further back, we've actually achieved a little bit more forward shaft lean at address. So it's going to deal off the club at impact. So again, it's going to help us roll this one, unlike the first shot where we got it more popping up into the air. So really nice and simple feelings. I start here, can I come back here, hold and pose the finish. Feel like I brush the ground with the club. We don't want to feel like we're digging, okay? We want to feel like we're going to get this brushing action. And I'd have a few practice swings, really feeling like we're getting this brushing action and bruising action on the ground. Let's hit this one up the right, let it see it come round to the left. So we've hit a nice shot here. We hit it quite close to the first one and quite close to the second. And if we can get it inside this 10-foot radius, we can definitely think about holding some more putts. So a final point I would definitely add that's going to help you improve your golf. Picture a 10-foot radius all the way around the flag. So 10 foot to the left, 10 foot this side, 10 foot that side. And if we can focus on actually chipping it inside there, it's going to give us an opportunity to hold some more putts. And if we look at strokes gain averages, if we can get it inside that 10 to 7 foot radius, then it's really going to help us hold some more putts. The importance of setup is really key. We've got to make sure we adopt our setup slightly depending on the shot. So the difference between the first setup and the second setup was simply the ball position, what we had at address. We both had a stance slightly open, we both had a really narrow stance, and the feelings are both very similar through the shots. So for me, if we could simplify our short game around the greens, and yes, okay, it'd be nice to have a lob shot, nice to have several different spinning shots around the greens, but sometimes a little bit too much variation can actually be hard to make a decision. Let's keep it simple. Let's use a lofted shot, which we have over a bunker, which we use on most lofted club, and let's use a shot where we get the ball running. And if we can master those two shots, we can definitely save some shots out on the golf course and improve our handicap. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, and there's plenty of content coming throughout the short game area, but driving the ball, stop your slice, and how you can break 100. Thank you.